Hey folks, this is Phil from Alabama Hot Sauce. That's alabamahotsauce.com on the web. I'm in my little kitchen today and I'm doing one of my favorite things. I am stemming the beautiful Jay's Peach Ghost Scorpion Pepper. This is, in my opinion, the single best tasting super hot pepper grown. Now, everybody has their own opinion. This is mine. I don't expect anybody else to agree with me. But this pepper is wonderful. It is blazing, blazing hot. Hotter than ghost peppers, hotter than scorpion peppers. This hybrid is exceptionally hot. They have a wonderful, wonderful citrusy and fruity taste to them. And they have a heat profile that is not only excessively hot, but it comes at you almost immediately on the front part of your mouth. And then about 10 or 15 seconds, it just hits you like a bag of rocks in the back of your mouth, your throat. When you swallow it, you get an all-over pepper feeling. It's just a wonderful pepper. I use these to make a sauce that I call a seasonal sauce called the Alabama Hot Sauce Scorpions and Ghosts. Now, Scorpions and Ghosts obviously refers to the fact that this is a cross between ghost peppers and scorpion peppers. It is a wonderful sauce. I make it very, very simply. I use vinegar in it. I use the raw, pureed peppers in it. The only heating they get is the heating that they get from the pasteurization. I don't simmer them in a pot to soften them up. I simply process them as they are. And I do a whole pepper process, seeds and everything go in. And I love it that way. It's the best way to preserve the taste of the pepper. I call it seasonal because, to be honest with you, this pepper is not really a catch crop anywhere that I know of in the United States. Now, I am certain that there are people who grow large quantities of these. I just don't know who they are. They're not near me. And if they're not near you, fresh peppers are not very good unless you're dealing with an importer that knows how to handle fresh peppers. So to me, it's a seasonal sauce. I get whatever I can. I think this year I might have gotten 100 pounds or slightly over, maybe 115 pounds. That'll make a lot of sauce because, like I say, it's a very, very hot pepper. And if I could get them year round and consistently, I'd have it year round. But I'll make several hundred bottles of this sauce out of peppers. It'll sell out, I don't know, sometime between now and the next couple, 3 months after it's launched. I have some of my real pepper heads that wait on me for this to come out. And they did last year, they did the year before, and they'll buy 4 or 5 bottles of it. It's not a sauce that you just pour liberally on any food because, to be honest with you, unless you are a unique person, pouring this sauce liberally on food would ruin the food. It is just that hot. But anyway, here I am. I'm taking the stems off these babies. I think right here I'm dealing with 25 pounds, I believe, in the batch. I always make kind of a small batch at first. This is going to make, I don't know, maybe 60, 70 bottles. I deal with a small batch first. Make sure my recipe holds out like it did last year, and then I go in and take the rest out of me, process it, and bottle it. But anyway, I'm going to stay here and finish stemming these peppers. We're going to grind them because it's such small quantity. I'm probably going to grind them in my Vitamix instead of taking them out to the main kitchen and grinding them in the food processor. I've got a 50-pound Hobart food processor out there that can grind 50 pounds at a time. That's a little big for the quantity I got here. So I'll probably grind them in my Vitamix. Anyway, I'm going to continue stemming these. I'll be back with you in just a minute, and I'll show you how we puree them. So for me, it's going to be a while. For you, it's going to be just a second. Hang in there, and we'll see you in a bit. All right, folks, I'm back with you. I got my Vitamix. I got my peppers and I washed them. And I got the top of one of my double boilers out here to pour the stuff in after I grind it. I've also got a gallon of vinegar. This recipe is going to have a considerable amount of vinegar in it. So I'm going to add it as I'm grinding the peppers because it makes the peppers a little bit easier to grind if they're not completely dry. So, in case you hadn't noticed, I've been here before. So I'm putting on my mask to protect my nose just a little bit. And I put in some Peach Ghost Scorpion pepper. Oh man, a lot of these things look so good. All right, now I'm gonna first put it on here and we're gonna chop them just a little bit. And I'm gonna pour a touch of vinegar in there. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to grind these completely to, since I've added vinegar, what I call the wet puree state. So I'm going to be using some horsepower here. I've turned this into liquid heat. My pot here, I don't want to do that. Among people who make hot sauce at their home or make it in a very small volume, there's quite a debate about what you use to grind and process your sauce. I have a Roku stick mixer, which is the finest you can buy in the world. It does not get my sauce fine enough for sous vide, but it really does grind well. It's better than any other stick mixer made. There's a lot of different varieties of blenders. Some people use juicers. There's all kinds of things used. There is no contest, folks. If you have not used the Vitamix, I don't care what you compare it to, even those $3,000 commercial tabletop blenders, there's no comparison. Vitamix turns this into pure liquid. Seeds and all, Granny. Now, we got one little batch there. You see that steam coming off? That's the heat going into that sauce from friction of the blender blades. Some people making very small batches of sauce actually run the blender and pasteurize their sauce in the blender container, which you can do. Ain't do it in any kind of volume, but you can do it. I'm very fumble fingered. A little bit of vinegar in there. All right. Now we'll put one little glass of vinegar in there. And I'm going to clean out the bowl a little bit here. All right, folks. We ground up a little over 3 pounds of Jay's Peach Ghost Scorpion peppers. And I hope you can see in there, that's an absolutely beautiful, what I call cold raw puree. Now, there's still little pieces in there. Before I blend this sauce, or as I blend this sauce, I will do what I refer to as progressive homogenization. And progressive homogenization is simply what I do once I have all the ingredients in there, with the exception of the emulsifier. This uses a xanthan gum as an emulsifier because I want this sauce to be very slick, very smooth. So I'll blend everything except the emulsifier in here, all while it's cold. I'll then take repetitive cups full of this blended sauce and put it in the Vitamix. I'll blend them for 6 or 7 minutes on high speed. Then I'll pour it back in the bucket. Excuse me. Mix it up. I'll get another cup. I'll do that for probably about 30 minutes. I'd say 20 cycles maybe of this blender. And what that does is it continues to chip away at the particle size in that sauce until it's as close as I can get without expensive homogenization equipment to homogenizing that sauce. And homogenizing is nothing more than reducing it so that all the particle sizes are the same, so there's no specific gravity difference that causes them to separate. While I am doing this repetitive blending, I'm entering in my xanthan gum in very, very, very small little pinches. Each time I do a jug of it, I'll put a little pinch of xanthan gum in. So gradually during the homogenization process, I bring all my emulsifier into the sauce. I then vacuum it, put a vacuum top on it to remove all the air. I pasteurize it, and I put it in the bottles. It's as simple as that. So there we go. We have seen the process of producing cold raw puree, which is something I'm increasingly using in my sauces. It is the perfect way to preserve the absolute real taste of the sauce. I appreciate you joining me. If you don't mind, subscribe to my channel. Also, give me a thumbs up so YouTube will know to notify you every single time I produce a new video and ring that bell. That bell tells YouTube that you like my content, you want to see all of my content, you want to be notified. All these things together will cause YouTube to send my video out to more people based on their searches when they search for words related to my product. And that helps me in my YouTube channel, a thing I'm very proud of, by the way. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey folks, thank you for watching. If you don't mind, push the logo on the screen and subscribe to my channel. In addition, I've made a couple of video suggestions on the screen that I think you'll enjoy. Punch them and take a look. And folks, again, thank you for watching.